Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Chop It Up with Soops. I am super excited. One of my favorite production groups of like all time is I get a chance to talk to these guys, and I get to talk to one of the guys. So it's the other guys. We talking to Mighty Mike, man. What's going on?
What up? What up?
So
thanks for having me on or having us on.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you reaching, like me being able to reach out to you and just the response that I get from you. And like, I truly appreciate that. Just to being able to spend time and do this, taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you completely busy. You moving up since the Sky Zoo joined. I mean, you got so much stuff going on. So I truly appreciate your time.
Oh man, no, I appreciate it. You were an early supporter, man. We appreciate your support throughout the years.
Man, I feel like I wasn't early enough. Like I missed the whole Tanya Morgan. I missed that.
When did you get on to us?
So I was on around the
the analog and the instrumentals and stuff like that?
No, it was before that. Hold on, let me go.
Von P, Fiasco?
I think so. Yes. So it was around, I'm looking for the album. I had it. Yeah, it was Fiasco. It was a Fiasco with Von P. It was around that time. So Von P and then I'm Good Love. That it was around that same.
That's a good time. That's when I felt like I actually knew what I was doing. So you caught us at a good time, man.
Man, I was like, man, I missed out on so much because I went back and listened. I was just like, man, you may not feel like you knew what you was doing, but it sounded like you knew what you was doing. So like,
it's all progress. I do like going back listening to stuff, but that was honestly, like 2016, 17. Like we did an album called Life and Analog. It had Sky Zoo on it, Cooley High, and a couple people. That's when I really felt like around 2016, 2017. That's when I really felt like I can almost create what's in my mind. I always was fixated with like trying to create what was in my mind, but I could never do it. But around like 2016, 2017, like it finally clicked.
So when like with your production and it clicking, like what were you doing before it clicked? Like this, what was like your mindset of like?
So originally we were trying to be like very different, and I still try to incorporate a lot of those things as well. But before, and not even before, just also now we always we go for feeling and not just like what we hear. Like I could hear a dope sample, hear a dope loop, or have a dope idea, but if it doesn't make me feel a certain way, I won't go with it. Like I probably will make a lot more beats if I just heard something nice and was just like, yo, I can make a beat out of this. But like if it doesn't like move me emotionally, I tend to kind of stay away from it. A couple of rappers have even said that, yo, y'all make last song beats. Cause like last song beats are like really emotional.
Yeah. I was about to ask that because like you have a signature and that is the signature sound. It's like, it feels like, I can't even describe it, but it just feels like my soul is warm when I hear y'all music. Like,
yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's purpose. That's purpose. Like that's purposeful. Like we try. Like for the most part, I really try to like bring up some like emotion. Like a lot of people don't know this. I'm a shout out to KRS-One, but I was a big PM Dawn fan when I was like a little boy. I liked and so I always had always loved Set of Bliss of what's that? A Memories Bliss. I love that, like that whole vibe. And so like honestly, like that kind of was from a musical standpoint, that's kind of like the blueprint.
So So around that time, about that 2017, 2018 era, is that when you kind of just is that like the specific moment you realize your sound in that moment?
No, so I knew I knew our sound. I had the skill just wasn't there, like honing into certain things. Like I felt like we've always been strong. Like you can go back to our earlier stuff, the samples and or the music has always been like perfect.
Right.
But like the drums, like I didn't care for the drums, or I was always just trying to put piece, and we're still like students of the game or
Right.
students of music in general. So I don't take this like I feel like, oh, I'm done. But at that point, like we've always been nice with like samples, always had a really good ear. But the drums, I felt like the drums weren't there. So that around 16, 17 is when we were able to kind of where I felt like we had become like complete. You know what I mean? Like you got like let's say in the NBA, you got players that are real nice at shooting, or one of them got like handles. I wanted to be like an all around player,
Gotcha.
and so yeah, so like we were nice at sample. Like of course I give you an ill sample that you would love, but then you hear the drums, I'm like, yeah, we can work on that.
Okay.
Like for instance, like the last few years, um, I've been really heavy into like my low end. I went took bass lessons, learned how to play the bass. So like if you hear on the I'm really proud of the Chez Noir album, just the low end, not just so much like the bass lines, but the low end is just like I finally got that locked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was between Shay Noir and Summer '92. Those were the two albums I was the.
I
I think
appreciate that.
before when we was in DC, those were two things I was playing. I think around that
I
time, I
appreciate
think you had it was the Shay Noir album didn't come out yet, but I think what was out was Sugar Water. Yeah, Sugar Water was out, and
Yeah.
I played the hell at driving through DC, driving
Yeah.
through the neighborhood, like not just driving through regular DC, like driving through the hood.
Oh
I
wow!
was just
So you were
like,
actually in the city, because sometimes people they be like in Arlington, Virginia, be like, "Yo, I'm in DC." So you was actually in the city. Oh,
yo,
okay.
I was like, yo, I gotta get a feel for this. So like,
Yeah.
me and my son, we was like, my wife and my daughter, they stayed at the hotel. And
I'm
it was like
glad.
the picnic was over and the family reunion picnic stuff was over. So me and my son, we was like, all right, let's go see some monuments. But in my head, I'm like, okay, I want to drive through the hood of DC just so I can get a feel with this music. And then as
Yeah.
soon as we pull in, I turned on Summer '92 and then started getting that feel. And then like for some reason, like y'all music, it feels like there's a small part in it that I only could hear when I was in DC. It was like these children playing or something. It was like some of the songs. It was like something in the background, but I could only hear it when I was driving around. It was just like,
That's
okay,
dope, man.
this is what you feel when you was making this, and I'm like,
That's dope.
yeah.
That's
I try to do that in every city I go to. When I go to Detroit, I play Dilla, and I hear something different.
different.
And I don't know what it
Wow.
is. Maybe I'm weird. I don't know, but it's
No,
just something.
I like that.
Something
I do the same. I don't do as much trap. Well, because I tend to be here in New York a lot. But yeah, I kind of do the. Oh no, actually, I tell you what. So I don't know if you know, I was in the Navy, and so I learned how to make beats in Virginia Beach and Norfolk area, and so
Okay.
like I'm listening. So anytime I'm in that area, it's all Timberland, Neptunes, Knots. You know what I mean? Everybody. So yeah, I definitely know what you mean.
Okay. Because
So yeah.
we go down to Virginia. My mom is in Virginia, so we go down there all the time. So like
Oh really? What
I'm
part?
constantly Richmond.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm constantly listening to Knots when I get in
Yeah.
that area. I'm listening to Bink. I'm listening to Skills. Like
Yeah.
I'm listening to all that stuff as we go.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you hear something different when you.
It's true. It's true. Cause I was still stationed in Virginia Beach, Norfolk area when Timberland had his that like 2000 his pop run, like that 2000s run, man.
Yeah.
It just felt like to be actually down there, like when the Clip's second album dropped, and to actually like be down there, man, it was like none other. So I know exactly what you mean.
I thank you for your service also.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah,
So
no problem.
I actually, well, I'll tell you off when we start recording.
Yeah, I got you.
But when it comes to this being like, okay, recently you were on a cruise, and
Yep.
was that did that creative did that make a creative new spark for you as you just out? I've never been on a cruise, but I can imagine like when you're out to sea, it's like nothing at night, like you can't see shit out there. So
Yeah.
did that just the sounds of the waves and all that? Did that create
Absolutely,
that creativity?
100%. Absolutely. I brought my MPC with me, and I created a couple of things that aren't out yet. But yeah, absolutely. Every studio that I move it, like I've been in this house for about 4 years, and so a lot of stuff that you've heard was created in this house. But like every studio, every house I've produced in, they all have a different sound. The acoustic is different. Everything, the vibe is different. Like this is way different from like where like my first studio, where I came from. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's like I was wondering that. Like when I saw you on the cruise, I was just like, man, I know you about to come up with something that
No,
we ain't never heard before.
vibes, definitely vibes, man, vibes.
And so we mentioned a couple of the artists that you worked with. You guys worked with Von P. You worked with Skyzoo, Shay Noir. And am I missing somebody?
Well, the Shay Noir album we had she really beefed up our resume with the features on that album was crazy. So
38 Special.
yeah, Ransom. I've been trying to get Smoke DZA on the track for a decade. Smoke DZA, Sky, of course, Vaughn and family,
Right.
Jay Davy, Jack Davy, Jay Skis. Yeah, so that definitely beefed up the resume. And it was really dope to get them on our tracks. They even like you always imagine. Like for me, I imagine like how some of these people like Smoke DZA would sound on the track that we produced, and so it was just an amazing experience, and it was super smooth. The Shay Noir album that actually came about from she reached out to us from hearing the Mind of a Saint. I had like no relationship with her prior to that.
So that's what I was getting ready to ask, because the last time I talked to you, it was from the first Mind of Saint, not the deluxe.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I talked to you before, and then you guys were finalizing the deluxe, and I just remember seeing so many people so hyped about that album, and then the deluxe came out, and then they were even more hyped, and so in my head I'm like, yo, y'all about to go nuts. I was like, I'll probably never ever talk to y'all again because y'all.
Oh man, nah, man,
y'all about to go nuts.
That's hilarious. Nah, that has happened to me though with a few rappers. I was like, 1 week we was talking every day, the next week last scene. But yeah, but no, it's all love, man. But yeah, no, that album definitely did it did a whole lot, man. We continue in our relationship with Sky. I'm one of the executive producers on his new album that's dropping. I think at the end of the year, it's coming out on our label. So that relationship is going to continue. And we got some other things in works that we talking about doing as well.
I'm definitely excited about that, but I definitely think that this the Shay Noir album should be up for consideration for a Grammy in some category. Like,
oh man, I appreciate that, man. That I really, I'm like I said, I'm really proud of that because I feel like we were able to. I think we did a proper blend of her sound, like what her fans are used to hearing, as well as being true to our style as well. You know what I mean?
That's fact.
So, and then also, I this year I was like, yo, because we do a lot of the smoother stuff, and I was like, man, people don't respect the finger roll, man. I need to do some. I need a couple dunks in this game, bro. So that's why you got the Sugar Waters and the smooth jazzes, because it's like, bro, these finger rolls is cool, but I got pipe on people's head. Yeah.
Cause that sugar water, man, like
that was intentional. I remember like because she had picked out a few because we actually did it in the studio. I had her in the studio and sugar water was just one. It was just like for me, it was a non-negotiable. I was like, yo, we gotta use this. And Smooth Jazz, funny enough, the two biggest singles or two biggest records. I'm not gonna say his favorites, but I guess the biggest is Sugar Water and Smooth Jazz. Smooth Jazz was a late entry, like the album was already done, and yeah, was all the album was already done. And what happened? I'll give you an exclusive. What happened? Smooth Jazz was originally a Von P beat, but we wound up switching. He wound up switching the beat for another beat. So when he was like that was open again, I was like, oh, I'm about to get this in shades. So that's how Smooth Jazz came about with 38 Special.
That's crazy because when that came, like I can't even explain it. Like it's certain songs that you just feel like when they come on, you can't give an explanation on how it feels. You just know it's just a perfect blend of everything.
And yeah, what's that? Smooth Jazz or Sugar Water?
Yep.
You talking about
both? Both of them actually. Yeah. But when Smooth Jazz came on, the first time I heard Smooth Jazz, it was a perfect blend of just everything. Like and then following up with Sugar Water, and it just that was like I couldn't even explain it. I was just like, that is something that I still can't explain it. Like I listen to that joint almost every day. Like Sugar Water is
man. I appreciate that, bro.
And and it hit in the car. It hit in the car completely different.
Yeah, I remember. I think I had messaged you that. It was like, yo, that's one you definitely gotta. I want you to listen to. It sounds good regardless, but I knew that we had did something with that low end, and that ties and go back into what I was talking about earlier. Like a lot of those tracks, like the Sugar Water, that sample is pretty known. But I feel like we did something with it sonically that others haven't. But it goes back into what I was saying as far as like us and me personally trying to become like a total player in a sense of it's not like the most intricate. It's not like it has layers and layers like how we did with A Mind of a Saint. It's a very basic beat, but it's perfect. You know what I mean? The perfect sample, perfect drums. The low end is great bass. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. I want to have a shot. I want to be able to dunk. I want to be athletic, have handles. So that's what we're aiming for now. It's just like trying to craft like if it's not, but trying to craft our idea of perfect. You know what I mean?
And now, and speaking of all of that, and especially the shot and the dunk and everything, Summer '92 has that. Like,
I appreciate that, man.
I mean, it felt so. How it felt when I turned on Summer '92, you did it on purpose, but it feels like I was reliving watching the Dream Team walk in on the court. You know, remember they had those jumpsuits on? Like they were like, I remember as a kid watching them and thought that was like they were superheroes. And when Summer '92, when that album comes on, that's what it feels like. Like it feels like I'm back in that moment watching the Dream Team again. Just that whole feel. And I was just like, that you hit that perfect.
I appreciate that, man. That was like the Shay album obviously what was the highlight for the year, you know what I mean? Like with her, she killed that album. Shout out to her. She killed that album. The features killed it. But for me, that was like the most important project for me personally. Obviously, it didn't do the numbers that the Shade project did, but like for me, that was like the most important project that we've dropped. And definitely, it's my personal favorite instrumental project. Out of all of the analogs, I feel like we definitely did our thing with that one. And also, it was the first instrumental project that we actually pressed out on vinyl. Like none of the summer analogs or winter, and none of the seasonal series is on actual vinyl. So yeah, we actually pressed that one.
Yeah, that's dope. And it didn't, like, I didn't realize that was part of the analog series because it said summer '92, and I'm just like, maybe it's just separate, but it's part of the whole analog series.
No, it's not. You know what's funny, man? It just worked itself out like that. So I don't really consider that like a part of the analog series. I was just saying that this is the first instrumental project at all that we pressed.
Oh, okay. Right.
But yeah, but it did. But some people almost sort of I had to catch myself not saying some in analog, but it just worked out that way. That picture is literally from the summer of '92. It was at a family reunion, and my father and my partner's Isaiah's the other guy. His father's in that picture as well, which was like very odd, even though we're family. They weren't that close, so to have them both in the same picture. I found that picture when we were like looking for pictures for my dad's obituary, and so I was like, "Wow, this is crazy!" And I just put it to the side and just was working on music. Had no idea I was going to do like a dedication album, and then one day that picture came back up, and I was like, "Yo!" And the idea just hit me, like, "Yo, summer '92." So yeah.
So, and as I'm sitting here listening to you, first of all, I just want to send my condolences to you and your family.
Appreciate that, bro.
I also want to correct something. In the beginning of this whole thing, I said your name wrong. My name is Mike. I said Mighty Mike and it's Mighty Joe, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, bro. I didn't even notice it. I just go with it, man.
So I'm in my head. I'm thinking I kept saying, "Don't say Mighty Mike," because that's what some people say that to me sometimes, and I was like, "Don't say Mighty Mike," and I'm like, and I said it, and my apologies.
Oh, bro, it's fine.
But I truly appreciate you just being vulnerable here and just speaking about how the music makes you feel, especially with the passing of your dad. And just with making this project, was it something hard to do?
Man, bro, like so I my parents weren't together. So I come from my mother is like a gospel fanatic. Like gospel. Like I know gospel the way like Tremaine Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins, the Clarks. I know gospel probably just, especially 80s, 90s gospel, just as much as I know hip hop. So my mom was a gospel lady, and my father was.
Did your mom listen to James Cleveland?
All of that, yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. James Cleveland, bro. All of it. Mississippi Mass Choir. All of that stuff. Huh?
Helen Baylor?
Helen Baylor, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We here.
Yeah. She had a big album like 93, 94, where she basically was talking about addiction and stuff like that.
Yeah. She was that boom.
Yeah, bro. Bro, yes, man. Yeah. I thought I told you that before, man. So yeah, that's where, and I don't want to sidebar it too much, but yeah, that's where the soul come from. I was the organ player at my church growing up. So yeah. But as far my mom's gospel, my dad was the hip hop guy. So for me, man, I was messed, like when he passed, I was messed up like real bad. And so working on it definitely, to answer your question, yeah, it definitely was tough, and I definitely had some moments because, like, certain samples and certain things we were purposely doing, like, like the whole, like the Jay-Z "You're Gonna Miss Me" or "Stay," stuff like that. It was just the samples were just, and the thing about it is he was a boom bap hip hop lover, so I know like every track he would have loved. You know what I mean?
Right.
And one or two of the tracks, funny enough, he was still around because they were like early on stuff. He was still around and he had dementia, but I used to go in the room like and check on him every once in a while, and he'd be like, couldn't talk much, but he'd be like nodding his head to certain stuff, man. It was really emotional to do. But it's also what I loved about the album also was just like having him like actually on the cover. So just like he dropped two, you know what I mean? So it's just like he dropped two. So I love that for him. So yeah.
Now, when you said it about dementia, like my granny, she passed, she had dementia, but
oh wow,
music.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, music is something that brings them back to.
Man, what?
And I didn't realize that. Like,
yeah,
I did not realize that. Like, I never, like, me and my granny was close. Like, my mom's mom. Like, me and granny was like my other mother, and so I lost her while she was still here. So it's like one day she looked at me and she thought I was her brother. Her brother passed away and she thought I was him. And I'm standing there and I'm just like, I'm losing it. I'm like, Granny, it's me. Like, I'm losing it. And I'm like,
yeah.
I couldn't believe like I'm losing my granny. So one day I think I was playing I think it was Marvin Gaye. I was playing What's Going On Marvin Gaye. And Granny snapped back. And she was like, hey, baby. And I was like, Granny. Like, it was my granny, but it was while the music was playing. And it was like, man, like, music does something. It's a healing.
Yeah, it does. My dad, he loved Redman's first album. So like anytime I play like Time for Some Action, oh man, he would literally go back. I can see him, like his whole facial expression would change. I would see him go back to that. But you said something that and I know we're talking about music, but I know you really went through it because it literally feels like when somebody has dementia, it really feels as though like they're already gone in a way, or they're leaving you. Like, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, only people who've been there, I think, can really understand. Because you said it real quick, but I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah, it's like you're losing them twice. Like
100%. Thank you.
That's 100%. Yeah,
and like I said, and what sucks about my situation, my dad was really young. He got it when he was 55.
Oh man.
Yeah, he wasn't old. He wasn't that old, and so he was around for maybe 7-8 years. So he passed when he was 63. Yeah, but it started when he was like 55. So that was So that was definitely different. But he was 100% the inspiration. Something else with this instrumental project that was a little different. Like with past projects, sometimes I would be like scared, like, oh, I can't put this beat on there because such and such might want this, or I'm gonna shop this beat to. But now with this one, I was like, nope, it don't matter. If they want it bad enough, they can use it from the. I held nothing back. You know what I mean? Sometimes we hold back. You get what I mean, right?
I know. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, sometimes we hold back because we think someone else is going to use a track, or like let's say for example, if I think Sky is going to use it for his next project, and so I won't put it on the instrumental project because I'll look at it as a waste or what have you. But no, with this one, it's just like if it spoke to me or if it fit, the idea of the project, I was going to go with it.
So, baby, you basically just like this is me and Pops. This is for me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man.
Whatever happens, happens.
100%. My most personal project, man. From the intro to the outro, because like he's actually on. That's actually him on the outro. He had left me a message a few years ago before. Well, not a few years ago, but maybe a few years before he got sick. And I was working with Substantial. I was working with Von P and Substantial at the time. So like on the message, he's saying, yo, I'm checking up on you, blah, blah, blah. He knew that I had been working on some things. So yeah.
Man, that's it's crazy. Like we kind of alike with our parents. Like my mom and dad, they wasn't together. My mom is a very gospel, gospel got played, but also, the secular stuff got played. She's from Detroit, so
okay. Oh wow, okay.
Motown stuff gets played and all that type of stuff. So I had a pleasure of like being able to get best of both. But my dad he's older. My mom and dad are older. They were older when I was born or whatever. But like my dad is like music head. So like the Isley Brothers. And then he was listening to doo-wop and blues, and then he was listening to like white groups like Simply Red, and Simply Red ended up being one of my favorite groups of all time. Like I listened to Simply Red to this day.
Did you like his music when you was listening to it?
My dad's music,
like back then when you were a child, did you like it?
Yeah, because that's all I knew. So like, I was different. I didn't grow up. I had, like I said, I had older parents.
Yeah.
So they wasn't a hip hop head. So like, I grew up listening to all of the samples that everybody else was listening to, and I come to school and I'm like, man, that's not the original song. That's this. Man, get your weird ass away from me. Like,
that's funny. But funny enough, even growing up with younger parents, you don't like for instance, and people probably gonna kill me, but I was like 8, 9 years old. I remember like he had like Black Moon, some other stuff. I'm like, yo, what the heck is this, yo? Like, put on the radio. Because even then, I wasn't into like that underground, crazy enough that I do it now. I wasn't into the underground sound. I was more into like, If I Ruled the World Nas, not like the album cut Nas. You know what I mean? And then as I got older, I became the album cut Nas producer. So, yeah.
Got you. Because like, when now that you mentioned that, like, it was some music I didn't like.
Okay. Yeah.
Like doo-wop, I was like, I can't get into the doo-wop shit. Like, I was like, yeah. And now I listen to it now. I was like, okay, it's cool.
Yeah, as your ear kind of matures. Because like I said, like, I was more of a radio hip hop guy. He was already into like the underground stuff. And so it took me like getting older, for late teens, early 20s to get into like the hip hop that he was into. So like I was saying that even though my father, I guess, was a young dad, I still didn't like everything he was listening to,
Yeah. Now, I mean, I got lucky with my dad. I don't know if you remember. Remember that little booklet they used to send to the house where you get like 100 of these CDs for like
for like $1 or something? Yeah.
So my dad, he subscribed to it. So he just started buying like all these CDs. Like he got all of his vinyls and tapes and all that, and then he switched over to CDs. So he was buying all of his collection, like his whole collection, but then he started buying like anything under R&B. So it was Badu, D'Angelo, 112, Mary J. Like he started buying, so I had full access to all of that, but I didn't appreciate them at the time. So my dad got Voodoo. I didn't like Voodoo. Like when it first came out, I did not like Voodoo, and I was like,
"You're not the only one, bro." I was
Brown like Sugar. I'm like, where's Brown Sugar? Like I want to hear Brown Sugar shit. I want to hear this Voodoo. And I was like,
did you like Devil's Fido? You at least like Devil's Fido, right?
That's the only song I like because it had that bass of it, like it had the bass and the feel.
Devil's Fido was It took me growing up to like Voodoo. So you're not the only one. I know people. Yeah.
It was like I think I didn't really enjoy it until I got like 19, and then I played Voodoo, and I was just like, oh, this is like the greatest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know if your ears open up when you're like 19, 20, but that's when I started getting into it. That's funny. Into like different things like 19. I don't know if that's like a time period of like discovery or what, but yeah, around like 19, 20, my taste changed from just what's on the radio.
Yeah, it was so much music. I did like Badu when she came out. I like Badu, but
yeah, I liked her. You know what I like? You may not. I was a big Maxwell fan.
I did too,
especially that Lifetime album.
I did too. I was a big jazz fan, so like, it was I know you know Ronnie Jordan is a jazz artist, and he's got one of the best songs of all time. It's called After Hours, and that song. I could listen. I listen to that song to this day, over and over and over and over and over again. And that Maxwell reminded me of that, and I was like, okay, I like this. So like,
oh, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
I was like, I like this. I like this. So that I like, but it was like some other stuff. I was like, it's cool. I get to it. So yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying about like your parents' music and stuff like that, and some of it you like, but a majority of it was just like whatever. Because even with the gospel, like you hear gospel all the time, but I don't necessarily want to hear it and like it because I couldn't stand Helen Baylor when it first came out.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, you get an appreciation for stuff like, as you grow. So
yeah.
Even the gospel stuff, like I said, like even the gospel, and like now people was like sampling gospel with these songs that I used to hear in the early '90s and stuff. Like when I was a little kid, it's crazy. So yeah,
it's some songs some people shouldn't sample gospel. I just leave it at that.
I agree. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I mean, it's definitely weird. Especially when you're from both. When you're from both sides, you know what I mean. It's just like I really don't want this combined. So, So yeah.
We all know what song we talking about. This is a Kanye.
Yeah,
song. We all know.
I'm just like I don't know.
But. Wait, with you guys working with Sky and Shay, like I know after working with Sky, the Shay came, and so like now working with her, it's gonna be so many other people coming out. Is there anything that you can disclose that may be coming down the pipeline soon?
So it's people who come. So if you notice, both of those albums were released on our label. So I'm real big with ownership. So we got hit up a lot, but me personally, I like doing full projects. So we probably could work with a lot of bigger names if I was just willing to give a track or two away for like one for their record. You know what I mean? Like if I just wanted to do a single, whatever. But I prefer to do like a body of work with people. You know what I mean?
So with that being your preferred method of working, how did you keep that mindset? Because like you easily could go produce for like a whole bunch of people, but your mindset is I want to create a full project, and if I can't create the full project, I really don't want to do it. So like how staying in that mindset and not allowing yourself to just take the pressure of going and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Like how do you stay like this? Stay true, basically staying true to yourself.
Well, I'm not gonna. So it's not. I'm not gonna say we would never do it, but like I said, it's been some bigger people who have hit us up. Now, obviously, if it's somebody humongous, I'm not an idiot, but overall, just I've seen like I have a few friends that have produced for. Their discography craps on mine, but you never. You get what I mean? You've never heard of them because you get what I mean? Like it's hard enough. Like if I do a project with Shay Noir or Sky Zoo, it's hard enough getting recognition and my name and our names are right next to theirs. So I can't imagine it just being this person's track and they're being slow with giving credit and other things like that. So so that actually has helped, like, for me to see, like, dang, this person did this track and no one even knows that. And it's not just about that, but no one even knows that this person did this track. Let's take the money out of it.
Right.
And so for me, I just never liked it. And then I never liked the way, like, certain producers or certain artists, like, just do their producers. You know what I mean? They just throw the song out there, and I gotta freaking do a Google research on who produced the track.
I hate that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do I have to research? Bro, it's like finding a sample. Yeah. Why do I have to research who produced your record?
And so
for me, like, let's just forget. Obviously, for monetary reasons, it makes sense for us. But for me, just credit based, it's just like, man, like I'm not just putting stuff together on my phone. Like I treat these beats like pieces, like art pieces. And so no, I'm not just going to be just throwing stuff out just because you know I'm hot from a certain record.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, it doesn't mean that we won't ever do it, but I've never been into like what we call placements. So
yeah. So you basically, like, you keeping your integrity. You're not selling your soul. Is how I'm.
Yeah, I guess so. I like the way that sounds.
So yeah, like that's how, because I've always wondered, like, it's a business at the end of the day. Like, it's business. So it's like making sure you have your business together.
Mm-hmm.
Did being in the military help with that business mindset?
No, I don't.
Because that's a mindset of not, like, you are. I can't. How can I put it? It's like you have you're not gonna let anyone persuade you into doing something you don't want to do.
Okay, yeah, that part definitely. Yeah, no, you got a point with that.
But your mind has to be strong to not allow people to interfere with that. You have a goal. This is what you want.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it though, man, is a lot of times, like, people, you know, they equate their success to working with certain people. You're gonna make me get emotional. But I never equated my success to that, bro. Like, when one day my dad came over the house, right? And he was blasting a Von P record. And I hadn't even given him the song. He had gotten it off of, like, undergroundhiphop.com is a website you could buy your music from. Yeah. And so he was playing it in the car. I'm like, yo, I didn't give him that. And so when I heard that, I was like, yo, I made it. So ever since then, my dad came to my crib playing my music. The guy I used to ride in the car with listening to music is playing my music.
Yep.
I don't care. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
I made it.
Yes. I definitely understand where you come from.
So when you look at things like that, yeah, I like having, like I said, I like having our name and our brand attached to things. And like I said, I'm not good with just getting a one-off check for a beat that I produced and never send any money again from it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Yeah, that's where we at with for right now. Like I said, but it's something huge or something. Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Oh yeah. I expect that.
If it makes sense, yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, I definitely understand. But when you were saying that, it made me think about me and my brand.
Okay.
I don't make any money off of this. Like, I don't get paid. Okay. I don't have no sponsors, none of that. So I do it because I enjoy it. Yeah. But I also have kids. And when you mentioned that, you know, you made it because someone you truly love found your stuff without you having to give it to them. They just found it and was like blasting it. When my kids, especially my son, like, he found some of my interviews and some of my playlists, and I didn't share it to him. I didn't give it nothing, but he's like listening and watching it, and he was like, "Dad, I enjoyed that." And I was like, "Oh shit, I don't give a fuck who, like, nobody else has to watch nothing. Like, as long my kids like what I'm doing,
bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. If I had, like, you've been a big supporter. If I just had 100 views, like, for forever, I'm good with it, bro. Like, I'm good with it, man.
Yeah.
like in this industry, from what I've seen, it's just like people love you today and hate you tomorrow. So it's just like, it's it's
and now
vice versa. But yeah,
don't get me wrong, like not everything y'all do, I'm like yes, like
yeah,
it's
of
some stuff
course.
I'm just like skip, but
yeah, no, I'm sure, yes,
but it's still like you guys make some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard, and it's always gonna be like that for me. Like I don't feel like there's gonna ever be a change from you guys. I don't feel like I'm gonna turn on y'all stuff and it's gonna sound like some Chinese pop or something like that. Like I'm
I'm always like, true to myself, man.
Exactly, and you guys make it so easy to stay a fan and be a fan and support because you guys stay true to yourself, and that's one thing I truly enjoy about some of the artists that I enjoy is that you guys stay true to yourself and you make it easy to be a fan. Like it's so many different other artists that make it hard to be a fan. Like you a fan of something that they do, and then because they're an artist, they go off and do something a completely 360, 180, whatever. They do something completely different. And now it's like, okay, I want to be a fan, but you kind of pushing me away. And it's you guys make it easy.
No, I refuse to do anything that our DNA is not like in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's another thing with like the whole placement thing. It's just like aligning ourselves with like-minded artists. You know what I mean? So
right.
I don't want to go too far left with certain, because the type of music most people will sound good on, but at the same time it's just like, and I'm not like some crazy like holy roller, but some certain things I don't want to be associated with just from a conscious level. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so yeah. And the era that we're in right now is very tight to, it's kind of hard to find, like, not hard to find, but it's not a whole lot of like big artists that are positive. Not as much as it was like in a true like backpack era. Like
true.
Yeah.
True. So
and I'm not saying that there's none, because some people like they're gonna list 45 rappers. I'm not saying that, but I'm just talking about like that are like a lot of it's a lot of legacy artists that are you know what I mean, that we could potentially work with. But yeah.
So with seeing the success of some of the legacy artists like the Clips and the Mobb Deeps, are you going to the lab and thinking like, man, if I can get whoever's on your list of some of those legacy artists and say, you know what, when you're making a beat, you thinking of that artist? Like, has that been on your mindset with these album drops, these last couple of album drops?
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, not at all, man. I just, like I said, I like doing what we do. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't get inspired by things. Funny enough, I get inspired by, like, because I feel like I do what I want musically. I get inspired by people's moves more than like the music.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like Larry June, I just I like his hustle. You know what I mean? That type of thing. Yeah. I get more inspired by your moves, like how you roll out. You know what I mean? But as far as the music, I'm not about to be biting.
So could you see yourself doing a whole project with Larry?
I would love to. I would love to. I would love to. He's a okay. Yeah, he's a dream collab. Freaking R&B. There's a couple of R&B people like Brent Faiyaz. I would love to. Man, I'll give Brent. That's somebody I'll just give a track to, bro. If I can just give that dude a track, I just feel like I can give him some heat, bro.
I think that would be dope. Bro, I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest Brent fan, so I listen.
Yeah,
but
he kind of a hometown guy, man. So I show a little love.
Wait, he's from DC? I didn't know he was from DC.
No, he ain't from DC. He's from I think he's from Montgomery County, Maryland. So that's like 30, 45 minutes. He DMV.
Yeah, DMV. Okay.
Yeah, he DMV. Yeah.
I mean, I want to see y'all work with Odyssey.
Really? You might see that sooner than later.
Really?
That that is my that's like my favorite. I used to bother him on MySpace like when I first bought my first beat machine. Because the first time I had seen him, he or even heard of him, it was a magazine called Scratch Magazine. It was out for maybe a year or 2 years. And he had a I Love DC shirt on. And at the time, like hip hop and DC, nobody's really doing it like at a high level. So I'm like, who the hell is this? And so I found out all his music and stuff like that, and I just started bothering him. But yeah, we got a joint with him coming out this year. A record. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. So when you said it, I'm like, yo, how do you know this?
I don't.
So yeah. That's an exclusive. Yeah, it's don't clip this, but Von P and Von P, Odyssey, and the other guys. Oh, he's on a new Von P record. We dropping a Von P album at the end of the year. So
okay. All right. Yeah. So that's what we got, 3 months? 2 months?
Yeah, no, it's coming out now. I'm actually waiting on my engineer, Brian Kidd, for the mixes. And so
I can't wait. Yeah. I cannot wait. Oh, this has probably been the best year of music we've gotten in a long time.
It's crazy. It's scary, man. It's crazy. It's scary. How man, it's so much to listen to, man. And it feel like it's back. I feel like I'm like I fell in love with I spent the summer with my dad, not 92, but 95. And that's when I fell in love with hip hop. And it was just so much crap. It was just so much stuff dropping 95, bro. And that's just how I feel. I feel like a little kid. You know what I mean? So it's been a great year.
But now, so back in 95, you weren't dropping music. So
not even.
So now you're in one of the greatest periods, and one of the albums that was one of the greatest to drop this year, you are in the production of it.
Man, that feels good. Album. Bro, I appreciate that, bro. I'm trying to stay grounded, man, and you keep on complimenting me, man. But
how does that feel?
But no, it's crazy. It's crazy. That it has gone. You know, it has hit my mind. I was like, yo, personally, I definitely think this is definitely one. If you had a best of list of this year, I definitely believe that her album deserves to be up there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's on the list. Like it should be. It's on the list. Like her album is on the list. Like
yo, shout out to her for giving us a chance, because she took a lot of risk. You know what I mean? Just like kind of listening to our opinion, like the song with like Jack Davies, stuff like that, like stuff she typically wouldn't do, and it worked out. So that was a blessing, man.
That's some of her best piece of work. So like, and then she dropped like 4 albums. She's dropping 4 albums in a year. So it's
I think she got a single dropping with Love the Genius tomorrow. Yeah, she's a worker.
So, but just knowing that you guys are part of the greatest music drops, like I know you want to stay humble and all of that, but just like, are you like there? Like, you remember how I felt in 95 being a fan of music.
Mm-hmm.
In 2000, remember the Soulquarians and all of that. Like, that was the greatest music. And you are now a part, when people 10, 20 years from now, they're going to say, man, 2025 is probably one of the greatest times of music. And you are a part of that. Like, how does that feel?
Bro, it's all surreal, man. But I've been dealing with this feeling for a few years. I remember when I met Von P, you know what I mean? I was that started out as me being a fan. Now that's my friend. Sky, me and Sky, I talk to Sky on a weekly basis. Like freaking Sky Zoo that I've seen speakers on blast on MTV, like, you know what I mean? So it's this whole experience has been very surreal. You know what I mean? So, like, I just try, and not to sound humble. I just try to keep my head down and keep working and not get too wrapped up in celebrating myself and patting myself on the back and stuff like that. But it is really dope, to be a part of history. So
yeah, but you definitely should continue to pat yourself on the back, because the things that you guys have been able to do, coming from, I first got hip to y'all in that 2018. You guys have been making music since 2015?
As the other guys, yeah, like 14. I guess when we start doing stuff, the first Von P album to you, I'll put it there. So yeah, 14.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a very long time, and going from people not knowing who the other guys are to people knowing who the other guys are now. It's like, I just remember watching y'all discography grow on Tidal and Apple Music, and then it'd be some other shit in there that ain't y'all. It was like, wait, and now it's completely different. Now your catalog is just solely you. Like, you type in the other guys, and the first thing that comes up is A Mind of Saint, or the Shay Noir Project, or now the Summer '92. And so, like, you are now like out there, and everybody knows exactly who you are. And so, just seeing where you guys have grown to where you at today, like, continue to pat yourself on the back, because you guys have done something amazing, and being a part of it, it's just
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, we still growing, and like, for me, I look at this like it's just the beginning. Believe it or not, like, so.
And so, with the label, do you have plans on signing artists to your label?
So, I mean, right now we're doing like one-off projects. Technically, Von P is signed, Rob Cave and us. But lately, I've been liking the way things have been going, like with the one-off projects. You know what I mean? Because I don't want, like, the thing about labels, because before we owned it, there was a guy named Kevin Nottingham that owned it, and he was getting out of the industry, and we purchased I purchased the label from him. So sometimes people hit us up and like, yo, I want to be a part of the label. And I'm like, what exactly do you need? Because if I can't help you, I don't want to just be taking your royalties and I'm not doing anything for you.
Right.
So that's where I am with like signing artists. It's just like, if I can't help you, you can do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff you can do yourself. So if I can't help you, like, I don't know, like, if you need like help find, like, you can't press your own CDs or you trying to do vinyl. I think like today you really don't, and this is coming from a label owner, you really don't need a label unless you have like no budget at all. You can't get no videos done. Like honestly, if you got a couple dollars, you can do it yourself.
So that's coming from a label owner. Like, that's that's a different take coming from a label owner, because like most label owners, like, you want to get as many artists as you can so you can get their money, and basically, so you could survive or whatever. But I've always said, if I'm able to make money doing this, I would try to do something like that. I want to help as many people as I can help and not rip them off, and it's like, you don't really get to talk to too many people in the industry. You're clearly in the industry. You can go to shit. You might get invited to the playlist one day. Like, Jazzy Jeff is gonna send you a personal invite, and so like you are gonna have those type of opportunities. And you're saying something like that, I was like, okay, I'm on the right path. Like,
granted, I like money, but what I like is partnerships. You know what I mean? I'm not out here to rob you. So no, right. I like money. I like nice things.
But you don't want to rob nobody for it.
Yeah, I don't want to rob you. So it's just like, you got a record, or what have you, what do you want? What do you need done? Because like don't give me your record and I take 20, 30%, whatever percent we decide on, and I'm not doing anything for you. You could have had 100% yourself. Now, like you got now a partnership, like for instance, me and Shay Noir, we had a partnership. We also dropped 4 videos in vinyl and CDs. That costs money. You know what I mean? So if we're talking about something like that, then maybe we should discuss like doing this on my label. But outside of that, like, and that's another reason why I actually like releasing just our like music, like whole albums with people, because it's just cleaner business wise, you know, with the 50-50. Yeah, it's just way cleaner.
To me, it kind of gives you more creativity too. So like you were able to do 4 videos, and then you were able to do the finals and stuff like that. So now you get a new experience with the music. Because if it's just a one-off or just like maybe 2 songs, you really don't get to experiment with
exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a dope concept. Like we talked about so much. So like,
bro, we can always talk offline about like the business the business aspect. But yeah, I try to be like, you know what I mean, like ethical. That's the word I'm looking for.
That was the word I was looking for too.
Yeah, I try to like I said, I like money, bro, but I'm not just about to be just collecting checks on your project just because you want to look cool, look cool that you got a label behind you, and all they doing is putting your album in the stories and taking 30%. Because I've been there and taking 30% of your royalties.
So yeah, I'm a huge music head. Like I don't know how to make music. I don't know how to produce. I don't know how to do none of that. I'm just a music head. But I'm always interested in some of the behind the scenes stuff, because I always wonder why artists are on labels and they're not making music, or different things like that. And as you're explaining,
yeah,
I'm starting to understand, like, labels are basically loan sharks.
No, that's exactly what it is. Let's say like before when we first got signed to Hip Hop, because like I said, I own it now, but when we first got signed, I ain't had no money. And so like even CDs was a stretch. And so you got somebody, honestly, the only thing, he had a platform because he had a website called KevinNottingham.com, but outside of that, the only thing he did did have distro, which was a little different then. But yeah, it was if you don't, it's a loan. If you don't have the money to do certain things, I would recommend a label. Definitely look over the paperwork. But with us working with, that's another reason. Like I kind of do the Herb Albert like when he had his label. Like it's better if you work with, like if I do the whole project, because like if we're doing like a 50-50 split, it really makes sense, because you're doing the writing and the rap and rapping and what have you, singing, and I'm producing, and I'm also handling most of the business and taking a risk. You know what I mean? That is a partnership.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I like that mindset. So like again, like you make being a fan easy.
I appreciate that, man.
You have integrity in the things that you do, and the integrity comes through in the music also, because you don't cheat us as listeners. Like you give us a full experience. Like you guys give us a full experience in every album that you give us. Like there is a beginning and an end, a middle and an end. And it's not even that the albums aren't even that long. Like you might have 10, 12 tracks on it. You ain't giving us 20 joints or nothing, but you giving us something, and there's integrity in everything that you guys do. So like I'm always a fan, and I truly appreciate this. Like
I appreciate you having me.
It's so much. I like being able to talk to somebody you're a fan of is an amazing feeling. Like, because growing up, it was so many people I was fans of, and I never got an opportunity to actually talk to those people. And I just want to let you know, like, I want to give you your flowers. What you're doing for music, what you're doing for, for the culture is something amazing. And I truly hope like you are able to grow bigger and do more and spread what you're doing, spread integrity in the culture, because that is something that's missing. And I truly hope that you get that opportunity to do way more. Can't wait for all of the stuff that you guys got coming out. And I'm excited, man. Like, I'm just excited right now. Like, this is cool.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Before I let you go, let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. And, and just whatever, you got anything that you want to share, any other exclusives?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, we got some stuff. I got a big. Well, I can't give the exclusive. I got. Within the next year, is going to be some announcements made, but you can catch us at Other Guys Music on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook at Other Guys Music. As far as this year, check out Summer of '92. It's an instrumental album that's dedicated to both our fathers, but in particular my father, who passed on last year. Also, check out Shay Noir and the Other Guys. No Validation. It features Ransom, 38 Special, Sky Zoo, Von P, Smoke Dizza, Jay Davy, and Jay Skis. Also, look out for, I guess this is really the first announcement. Von P and the Other Guys plan on dropping that next month. It's technically our fourth project. So look out for that. That's featuring Sky Zoo, of course, Shay Noir, and it's going to feature Odyssey as well. All right? Appreciate you having me.
I got a quick question. It just brought to my attention. When you work with these artists, are they working in the studio with you?
Crazy enough, it's many projects as we've done. I've never worked in the studio with Vaughn. We've done everything via phone and the internet. Our chemistry is just so. I've been working with him for over a decade, and it's worked out that way. Me and Sky is like a Quincy Jones. We're like totally locked in. Like he has his hands in everything. Which is a good thing. Like that project really made me a better producer because I had gotten stuck into this like really low BPM range, and he likes faster BPMs and stuff like that. So it kind of had me bouncing back and forth from BPMs. But yeah, me and Sky, we definitely are in the studio together, and Shay came down here as well. But yeah, it depends on the artist.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was just because I could kind of tell with the Shay that she was there with you.
Yeah. And then Shay's a producer, so that helps too. Like, so she knows what she's looking for. Sky is too, but Sky has an incredible ear. Sky's ear is better than mine. Like at least like with percussion and stuff. Like he'll that's my man, but he'll get on your nerves because he'll hear something that I'm like, bro, I do not hear what you're talking about. Like, I don't know. And I pride myself on my ear, but I don't know what you're talking about. His ear is impeccable. Easily, ear-wise, best rapper I've ever worked with. Hands down.
Yeah, man. That's
so hands down, and made things like super easy. Vision knows exactly what he wants and how he wants it. Like already comes to the session with song titles with no beats. Like it's incredible. It's insane. Like already knows the song titles. Just need the beat for the song.
Go with it. And that man was talking about retirement. That is That's crazy.
Yeah. When we approached him to do the Mind of a Saint, he's still talking that talk now?
No.
Oh, when we approached him,
I forgot what song that was that he was talking about it, and he was
talking about when we were doing the Mind of a Saint. That almost didn't come out because he was talking about retiring. Like when I hit him up about doing that. Well, it wasn't gonna be the Mind of a Saint. It was just gonna be a Skazoo, the other guy's project. But when we hit him up, he was talking about because I was like, let's do it next year. But it was like what 21, 22. He was like, yeah, let's do it next year. He was like, yeah, I might retire next year. I'm like, what? So yeah, you see how that went because that was a whole double album. So
yeah, that's what's up, man. Like again, you guys are part of some of the dopest history, and I truly appreciate you guys. Can't wait for you to come back. When you guys drop the Divine P joint, would it be cool if we did a live listening session here?
Yeah, bro, that's no problem. Just hit me up. My bad about last week. I did something I typically don't do, and this interview was supposed to happen last week, and I apologize again for that. I had been focused on my health, and so when I had agreed, I was walking, and I was like, I got to put that in my calendar, and I forgot all about it. But when you hit me back up, I ain't make no excuses. I was like, bro, I forgot.
Hey,
more people need to do that instead of like, oh, my grandma died.
Or wait, we've had on the Soul Curator, we had an artist that we hit up, told us that they was gonna do it, and then the day that we were supposed to record didn't show up and didn't hit us back. I was just like, oh, okay.
Wow.
So you stop listening to people's music when they do stuff like that because it's just a different thing. But what you did, I mean, like I understand. Like I have understanding because I have a wife and 2 kids. So like stuff comes up all the time. So like I already know, like shit, you got life going on. So like
I had agreed to do something for somebody in my family, and I forgot all about it, bro. But
But if you down for a live listening, if we can get Von P involved, then just do a live listening, and I'll cast it over to Twitch, and people can join in and chat or whatever. But we'll come back here, we'll do the live listening session. You can talk about the albums,
we'll get him. He's more, we'll get him as well. Yeah, as soon as the announcement come out, just hit me up. I'm gonna send you that track. I'm gonna send you the Odyssey joint so you can listen to it. Okay. Just you exclusive joint. All right.
That's a whole exclusive, people. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate this. When we had a great time with Mighty Joe from the other guys. Make sure you guys check out Summer '98. You know what? I'm not even gonna go through just check out the other guys' catalog. You got the Analog, you got the Mind of Saint, you got the Summer '92, you got the Shay Noir. I keep messing her name up.
Don't worry. I just call her Shay. Don't worry.
So you gotta get Divine P joints. I mean, there's so much music that they have in their catalog. Make sure you go support, go run up their streams. And again, thank you for chopping it up with Soops. We're gonna be back with another one. I appreciate all of the support. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Soops Kitchen, Facebook, Twitter. Playlist is on Tidal, YouTube Music, Apple, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So appreciate everybody. Thank you once again. I truly appreciate this.
No, it's all love, bro.
Appreciate it.